Have you noticed when you see curriculum from a typical history course on events from the 19th century and further, slave revolts have been mostly excluded. And there's a reason behind this. Slave revolts are the testimonies of our people that didn't accept bondage, that slavery wasn't a choice for us. But most importantly, slave revolts makes us the instruments of freedom. Slave revolts overshadows the narratives of white saviorism, that white people, particularly from the North, freed us from slavery. President Lincoln didn't just wake up one day and took the high moral ground and said, I'm going to free the slaves. And just because Lincoln wore the political badge of a Republican, there is this false narrative that Republicans freed the slaves. This is the type of distortion we have lived with for years. And just because most of us have accepted it, now white supremacists in public offices are moving the needle even further to the right to tell us that our conditions during the 19th century wasn't even slavery. Slave rebellions is a necessary part of our history. It gave us the autonomy to choose our path for liberation. We didn't need permission for freedom or how to obtain it. Those who organized slave rebellions and participated in it didn't beg for freedom. And while most slave rebellions were not successful, they were very much necessary. They made a statement that if I'm going to do this, I will do this at the expense of my own life. For if I'm a slave, I'm already dead, and I can only die once. And if I'm going to be killed, I might as well take somebody with me. This video will be part 1 in a 4-part series regarding the Haitian Revolution and how it inspired slave revolts in the Western Hemisphere. I will examine it with 3 key important figures of the Haitian Revolution, and I will end it with slave revolts that were connected to it in the Western Hemisphere. Boukman Dutty was an enslaved Bosale. A Bosale was a person of African descent who was born in Africa. Boukman was originally from the region of what was called Senegal right now. He was captured into slavery and sold to a slave master in Jamaica. He ended up getting resold to a slave master named Dutty in Haiti, where he became a coach driver and the overseer for his plantation. Boukman was said to be a literate man and also a practicing Muslim, considering he came from the region of Senegal, which is basically a Muslim country. It was also said by some Haitian historian scholars that he also carried a Quran, and this is where he got his name, Boukman, man of the book. Because Boukman was a literate man, and he was also a coach driver, which allowed him various connections outside of his plantation, he was able to conspire a plot for a revolt. His knowledge of politics and strategy was cleverly cloaked because he was able to plan his revolt under the cover of his own white slave master. Boukman conspired his revolt with 3 men and 1 woman. The woman was Cecile Fatima. The 3 men were Jean-Francois, Bossou, and Janot. They met in the northern region of Saint-Domingue, which is now called Haiti, in a forest called Bois Common. Boukman, the co-conspirators, and other slaves in the nearby plantations met several times, but it was the night of August 16th, which was their final time of meeting, because in the next couple of days, they were going to launch their revolt. To consummate their pact for that revolt, a voodoo ceremony was performed. And while Boukman was a Muslim, he was also a practitioner of voodoo. Fatima was also a practitioner as well. This basically was to bond the African enslaved people together for this revolt. In doing this, they felt like they had validity. And on the night of August 21st, 1791, the slave revolt was executed. This was Boukman's rebellion. He planned to raise the entire plantation system in the northern part of Haiti and set the entire region in flames and covered with blood, and not the blood of Jesus either. Led by the 3 men, Jean-Francois Bossu and Jeannot, nearly 8,000 enslaved Africans, destroyed nearly 500 plantations in the north. They planned to attack the northern city of Cap Haitian, where they was thwarted by French colonial troops. Boukman was captured in the attack and also beheaded. His head was put on a stake for everyone to see. But it did not discourage the slaves into fear. In fact, it made the enslaved even more rebellious. Boukman, in that Bois Common ceremony, instilled the spirit of rebellion. This is why Boukman represents the spiritual leader of the Haitian Revolution. And while his death did not kill the revolution, it birthed the man who became the brains of the revolution.